What is the meaning of the verb come down, to?
When someone moves toward you to a lower level position. Or from north to south, that person comes down or comes down to where you are. Come up is the opposite of come down. My friend from Canada comes down to visit us in New Mexico once in a while.
What is the meaning of the verb make out, on?
When you make out or make out on something. You do something successfully or survive a situation even though it may be difficult. Karen had a job interview yesterday. I wonder how she made out.
What is the meaning of the verb get out, of?
When you get something out or get something out of a container or place, you remove it. Mother's coming for dinner tonight, so let's get the good china out.
What is the meaning of the verb go back on?
When you make a promise, but you do not do what you promised to do, you go back on your promise. The president went back on his pledge not to raise taxes.
What is the meaning of the verb look up to?
When you look up to people, you admire and respect them. I've always looked up to my father because of his honesty and concern for others.
What is the meaning of the verb get up?
When you change from a sitting or lying position to a standing position, you get up. Stand up is similar to get up. The teacher told the sleeping students to get up.
What is the meaning of the verb look up?
When you locate and visit people you have not seen for a long time, you look them up. I was in Dallas on business, and I looked up Dan Jones, my old college roommate.
What is the meaning of the verb let off?
When you fire a gun or explode bombs or fireworks, you let them off. Regional, when you let off steam. You express angry feelings or frustration or do something to relieve those feelings. When I was a kid I used to love letting off firecrackers on the 4th of July.
What is the meaning of the verb check out?
When you check people out, you investigate them in order to learn more about them. If you say that people check out, you mean that the information they have given you about themselves. Such as their education and work experience, has been investigated and found to be accurate. Applicants for child care jobs should be thoroughly checked out.
What is the meaning of the verb pay for?
When you are punished for something, you pay for what you have done. I caught the guy who's spreading these false rumors about me, and he paid for ruining my reputation.
What is the meaning of the verb float around?
When a rumor or some information is floating around. It is being repeated and discussed among a group of people or within a place. There's a rumor floating around that the factory's going to be closed. Something about a change of management has been floating around lately. Have you heard anything?
What is the meaning of the verb lock out, of?
When you lock people out or lock people out of a place. You lock a door or gate so that they cannot enter a room, building, or other place. I hide an extra key under the bumper of my car so that I won't get locked out.
What is the meaning of the verb go in?
When something goes in or goes into a place, container, enclosure. And so on, it belongs there, fits there, or can be put there. All those clothes will never go in this small suitcase.
What is the meaning of the verb put in?
When you cause people to be in a situation, position. Or condition, you put them in that situation, position, or condition. Margaret Cummings was put in charge of the sales department.
What is the meaning of the verb knock off in formal?
When you knock off, you finish working. I quit working at 5 o'clock last night, but Sean didn't knock off until 8:30.
What is the meaning of the verb knock off?
When you knock something off, you make something quickly and not very carefully. The artist knocked off a quick sketch and gave it to the waiter.
What is the meaning of the verb go down, to?
When something extends to a certain point that is farther south or at a lower elevation. It goes down to that point. Go up is the opposite of go down. How far south does this road go down?
What is the meaning of the verb stick to?
When you stick to a certain belief, claim, policy, habit, plan. Type of work, and so on, you continue as before, without change. Stick with is similar to stick to. Jake claimed he was innocent of Hank's murder. He stuck to his alibi that he had been at the racetrack when the murder occurred.
What is the meaning of the verb drop in, on?
When you drop in on people, you visit them unexpectedly. If you're ever in my neighborhood, drop in.
What is the meaning of the verb wind up?
When you wrap something long, such as an electrical cord, rope, string, or measuring tape. Around and around so that it is in a ball or on a spool, you wind it up. The firefighters wound up their fire hoses and went back to the station.
What is the meaning of the verb let inland to?
When an opening, such as a window, door, hole, crack, and so on, allows something to enter, it lets it in. That small window doesn't let in enough light to read by.
What is the meaning of the verb hear of?
When you learn information about something that makes you angry and you say you will not hear of it. You mean that you will not tolerate or allow it? Our daughter wants to fly to Mexico with her boyfriend.
What is the meaning of the verb look down on?
When you look down on people, you consider them to be less intelligent. Less educated, or from a lower level of society than you. Some people look down on Hank because his father was in prison.
What is the meaning of the verb check out, of?
When you pay your bill, return your key, and leave a hotel, you check out or check out of the hotel. There's always a long line of people waiting to check out at that time of the morning.
What is the meaning of the verb get away with?
When you do something that is sneaky or wrong and you are not punished or criticized for it because no one knows or cares about it, you get away with it. He got away with killing his ex-wife even though everyone knew he was guilty.
What is the meaning of the verb take back to?
When you take something back or take something back to a place, you take it to where it was before. If you're finished working on the car, don't leave your tools here, take them back to the garage.
What is the meaning of the verb work up to?
When you gradually improve at something difficult that you do regularly, you work up to that improvement. You can't lift 200 pounds on your first day of weight training. You have to work up to it.
What is the meaning of the verb go down to?
When something extends to a certain point that is farther south or at a lower elevation. It goes down to that point. Go up is the opposite of go down. Does this road go down to the south side of town?
What is the meaning of the verb hear of?
When you learn about something for the first time, You hear of it? I told my real estate agent, if you hear of a good deal on a 3-bedroom house, please call me right away.
What is the meaning of the verb carry on, with?
When you carry on with an activity. Or carry on doing an activity, you continue it or continue doing it. The men stopped working when General Chambers entered the room, and he told them to carry on.
What is the meaning of the verb come over, to?
When people come to your house for a visit, they come over or come over to your house. Jim comes over to my house every night.
What is the meaning of the verb mess up informal?
When you mess up a situation, you create problems. When you mess up a plan or arrangement. You interfere with it and prevent it from happening as planned. Mess up is similar to screw up. Our honeymoon was messed up by the airline strike.
What is the meaning of the verb call back?
When you leave a place or walk away from a person and are then asked to return, you are called back. I remembered something after she walked away, and I called her back.
What is the meaning of the verb get off?
When you get something off, you remove it even though it may be difficult. I can't get this paint off my hands. The top of this bottle is on so tight I cannot get it off.
What is the meaning of the verb fill up, on?
When you fill up or fill up on something. You eat so much that you are no longer hungry and cannot eat any more. Don't fill up on salad, you won't have any room for dinner.
What is the meaning of the verb make up?
When you do something that you were required to do earlier but did not. Such as attend a class, take a test, or complete a homework assignment, you make it up. The teacher told her she could make it up tomorrow after school.
What is the meaning of the verb lock in?
When you lock people in, you lock a door or gate so that they cannot leave a room, building, or other place. It's dangerous to lock children in a car.
What is the meaning of the verb come down to?
When the key to understanding a situation or problem is knowledge and consideration of a certain aspect of the situation or problem. This aspect of the situation or problem is what the situation or problem comes down to. Our marriage problems aren't really that complicated. What it comes down to is whether you're willing to deal with your drinking problem.
What is the meaning of the verb give out, to?
When you distribute something to other people, you give it out or give it out to them. Hand out is similar to give out. The aid workers would have given more food out to the famine victims, but they didn't have enough.
What is the meaning of the verb stress out informal?
When people or things stress you out, they make you worried, nervous, or tense. Having that new manager around watching me all the time is stressing me out.
What is the meaning of the verb get out?
When information gets out, it becomes known to people who are not supposed to know it. There was a huge scandal after the news got out.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up, with?
When you keep up or keep up with people or things that are moving, you are able to move at the same rate. Fall behind is the opposite of keep up. Bob walks so fast that it's hard to keep up with him.
What is the meaning of the verb cut out?
When you cut out something that you consume, you stop using it. When you cut out doing something, you stop doing it. When you say cut it out to people, you want them to stop doing or saying something. If you want to lose weight, you'll have to cut cookies and ice cream out.
What is the meaning of the verb drop out, of?
When you drop out or drop out of a school, a training course, or other program, you leave before completing it. Linda's father was very disappointed when she dropped out of college.
What is the meaning of the verb put inland to?
When you put people in or put them into a prison, hospital, school. Or other institution, you take them there or require them to go there. Jake got put in jail for 20 years. Marvin should be put into a mental institution.
What is the meaning of the verb wind up?
When you wind up an activity or event, you finish it or get ready to finish it. Wrap up is similar to wind up. The detective wound up her investigation and made several arrests.
What is the meaning of the verb come through?
When you come through a difficult or dangerous experience, you survive it. My Uncle Fred saw lots of action during the war, but he came through without a scratch.
What is the meaning of the verb put out?
When you put yourself out, you try very hard to help someone. Sophia really put herself out to make her new daughter-in-law feel welcome.
What is the meaning of the verb throw up?
When people throw up, they vomit. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
What is the meaning of the verb get over with?
When you want to get something over with, it is because it is something unpleasant. That you want to finish so that you can stop worrying about it or dreading it. Let's fix both cavities today, doctor, I just want to get it over with.
What is the meaning of the verb fill in?
When you fill in a form, you put information in the correct spaces. Fill out is the same as fill in. Maria filled in the job application and gave it to the secretary.
What is the meaning of the verb go around?
When something goes around, it spreads to various parts of a larger place. He probably has the flu, it's been going around.
What is the meaning of the verb break down?
When something mechanical breaks down, it does not function. This photocopier is a piece of junk, it breaks down every day.
What is the meaning of the verb get over with?
When you want to get something over with, it is because it is something unpleasant. That you want to finish so that you can stop worrying about it or dreading it. I think it's better to get the exam over with first period than to be nervous about it all day long.
What is the meaning of the verb? Set up?
When you plan and organize an activity or project, you set it up. I set up a 4 o'clock meeting with Jones and his lawyer.
What is the meaning of the verb take off informal?
When you leave suddenly or quickly, you take off. This party's boring, let's take off.
What is the meaning of the verb take back?
When you take back something that you have said, you admit that what you said was untrue, unfair, or rude. I'm sorry, that was very rude of me. I take it back.
What is the meaning of the verb take in?
When you allow people to live with you, you take them in. The Ortegas offered to take their neighbors in after the fire.
What is the meaning of the verb stick to?
When you stick to a certain belief, claim, policy, habit, plan. Type of work, and so on, you continue as before, without change. Stick with is similar to stick to. After the audition, the director told me I was a terrible actor and that I should stick to singing.
What is the meaning of the verb wear off?
When an emotional feeling gradually goes away, it wears off. After the shock of getting fired wore off, I started to get angry.
What is the meaning of the verb keep up with?
When you can understand and respond to a situation that is changing. You are able to keep up with the situation. Computer technology is changing so fast. How can anyone keep up with it?
What is the meaning of the verb make out, on?
When you make out or make out on something. You do something successfully or survive a situation even though it may be difficult. How did you make out on the test yesterday?
What is the meaning of the verb get back, to?
When you get something back or get something back to a person or place. You return it to that person or place. Jim uses his mother's car in the morning. but she needs it to go to work at 4:30, so he has to get it back before then.
What is the meaning of the verb plug inland to?
When you connect an electrical device to an electrical outlet, you plug it in or plug it into the outlet. When you connect any cord or cable to a socket designed to receive it. You plug it in or plug it into the socket. L plugged my 110 volt TV into a 220 volt outlet and ruined it.
What is the meaning of the verb slow down?
When something causes people or things to do something more slowly, it slows them down. I was driving pretty fast, but I slowed down after I saw the police car.
What is the meaning of the verb get inland to?
When you get in trouble or get into a difficult situation or a mess, a mess is a confused or difficult situation, you become involved in it. When you get people in trouble or get them into a difficult situation or a mess. You cause them to become involved in it. Susie got in a lot of trouble at school today.
What is the meaning of the verb take back, from?
When you take something back or take something back from someone else. You accept it from the person you gave, sold, or lent it to. The lady I bought this Persian rug from said she would be happy to take it back from me if I changed my mind.
What is the meaning of the verb count on?
When you are certain then something will happen or that a certain condition will exist. You are counting on it. Man/in makes a fool of himself at every party. You can count on it.
What is the meaning of the verb hook up, with, informal?
When you meet people somewhere, usually after you have done some things separately. You hook up or hook up with them. I'll hook up with you at 12 o'clock at the corner of State and Madison, and we'll have lunch.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When something gets to you, it bothers or annoys you, either psychologically or physically. Jim's constant complaining is really starting to get to his wife.
What is the meaning of the verb take back, to?
When you take something that you have bought to the place where you bought it and ask to have it repaired. To exchange it for something else, or for the money you paid for it. You take it back or take it back to the place where you bought it. I have to take back these pants that I bought yesterday because the zipper's already broken.
What is the meaning of the verb cut back, on?
When you cut back, or cut back on the amount of money you spend less. My father said that we're spending too much and have to cut back.
What is the meaning of the verb get away, from?
When you escape from people who are chasing you because they want to hurt you, or because you have committed a crime, you get away or get away from them. When he took the knife out of his pocket, I got away from him fast.
What is the meaning of the verb pick up?
When the speed, level, or condition of something increases or improves, it picks up. Business is slow this time of year, but it should pick up in December.
What is the meaning of the verb get up?
When you get up or someone gets you up, you rise from your bed. When you get people up, you cause them to rise from their beds. Don't usually get up until 11 o'clock on weekends.
What is the meaning of the verb put up?
When you erect or assemble something that is collapsed, folded, or in several pieces, you put it up. The Native Americans stopped by the river and put up their teepees.
What is the meaning of the verb put on informal?
When you put people on, you kid or tease them. You won the lottery? You're putting me on.
What is the meaning of the verb put back?
When something slows the development or progress of project. It puts the project back, or it puts the people involved in the project back. I had planned to finish college last year, but being hospitalized for several months put me back.
What is the meaning of the verb go back, to?
When you are discussing the age of something, you go back or go back to when it was created or started. This table is very valuable. It goes back to the 1760s.
What is the meaning of the verb leave over always passive?
When something is left over, it remains after people have used or taken as much of it as they need or want. I guess I made too much food, look how much is left over.
What is the meaning of the verb stand for?
When you will not stand for something that you think is illegal. Improper, or unjust, you will not tolerate it or allow it to happen. I told my son I wouldn't stand for that kind of language in this house.
What is the meaning of the verb deal with?
When you deal with a project or a problem. You do what you must do to complete the project or to solve the problem. There are many problems, but I can deal with only one at a time.
What is the meaning of the verb hand out?
When you distribute something to other people, you hand it out. Give out is similar to hand out. The teacher handed the tests out to the class.
What is the meaning of the verb turn on, to, informal?
When you turn people onto something. You tell them about something you think they will like or something that will help them. This was a good book. Thanks for turning me onto it.
What is the meaning of the verb line up?
When people or things form a row, they line up. When you arrange people or things so that they form a row, you line them up. People lined up to buy Super Bowl tickets. Timmy is lining his toy cars up.
What is the meaning of the verb count on?
When you need something important to happen or a certain condition to exist, you are counting on it. When you need someone to do something important, you are counting on that person. Farmers count on a lot of rain in the spring.
What is the meaning of the verb put on informal?
When you put people on, you kid or tease them. Don't put me on, tell me the truth.
What is the meaning of the verb fall behind, in?
When you do not make the regular payments you are required to make. You fall behind or fall behind in your payments. When I lost my job, I fell behind in my mortgage payments.
What is the meaning of the verb stand up?
When you stand up, you change from a sitting position to a standing position. Get up is similar to stand up. When the students are sleepy, the teacher makes them stand up.
What is the meaning of the verb get on?
When you mount an animal, bicycle, motorcycle, and so on, you get on it. The children got back on their bikes and went home.
What is the meaning of the verb turn off?
When you turn off an electrical or mechanical device. You change the controls to stop it from producing or doing something. Turn on is the opposite of turn off. Switch off and shut off are similar to turn off. L can't see anything, the lights are turned off.
What is the meaning of the verb leave behind?
When you move, learn, or work faster than others in your group, you leave them behind. My husband walks so fast that he always leaves me behind.
What is the meaning of the verb lock up?
When you lock all the doors and windows of a building, you lock it up. The manager always locks up before he goes home.
What is the meaning of the verb get back, from?
When you get back or get back from something that is very hot or dangerous or that you should not be near. You move away from it so that there is more distance between you and it. Get back from the edge of the cliff. You might fall.
What is the meaning of the verb cut out, of?
When you cut something out or cut something out of a piece of paper. Cloth, or other material, you use scissors or a knife to remove part of it. I cut an interesting story out of the newspaper to show to my father.
What is the meaning of the verb lock out, of?
When you lock people out or lock people out of a place. You lock a door or gate so that they cannot enter a room, building, or other place. The Youngs got home and found that their son had locked them out of their house.
What is the meaning of the verb put down, on?
When you put money down or put money down on something, you pay a portion of the cost of something you want. To buy, to be sure that it will still be available to you when you are able to pay the rest of the cost. The real estate agent asked me how much money I want to put down on the house.
What is the meaning of the verb go around?
When something goes around, it spreads to various parts of a larger place. A rumor went around that the plant was going to close.
What is the meaning of the verb run into?
When you meet people unexpectedly or unintentionally, you run into them. Bump into is the same as run into. I owe Frank $300, so I hope I don't run into him.
What is the meaning of the verb get to?
When you get to a place, you arrive there. When you get to a place, you help them to go there or take them there. When you get to work, you arrive at the place where you work. I went to the restaurant across the street for lunch, and I didn't get back to work until 2:30.
What is the meaning of the verb run down?
When batteries or machines run down or are run down by someone, they gradually lose power or energy. What time is it? My watch ran down last night.
What is the meaning of the verb come off?
When an event comes off, it is successful. The party came off well. Everyone had a lot of fun.
What is the meaning of the verb lay down?
When you lay down a new law, policy, rule, and so on, you create and announce it. Congress decided against laying down any new campaign financing laws.
What is the meaning of the verb go in?
When soldiers enter combat or an area where combat is likely, they go in. Pull out is the opposite of go in. The Marine shouted, "We're going in." As he jumped from the landing craft.
What is the meaning of the verb fill out?
When slender people gain weight, they fill out. Jake was really thin when he got out of prison, but he has really filled out since then.
What is the meaning of the verb stick to?
When you are speaking or writing and you stick to a certain subject. You talk or write about that subject only. The teacher said, do this paper over and stick to the point. Don't talk about 100 other things that aren't important.
What is the meaning of the verb count on?
When you are certain then something will happen or that a certain condition will exist. You are counting on it. You can count on crowds and long lines at Disney World if you go in August.
What is the meaning of the verb pull over?
When you are driving and then move your vehicle to the side of the road. Reduce your speed, and then stop, you pull over or pull your vehicle over. Let's pull the car over and ask someone for directions.
What is the meaning of the verb come down to?
When the key to understanding a situation or problem is knowledge and consideration of a certain aspect of the situation or problem. This aspect of the situation or problem is what the situation or problem comes down to. Learning a language comes down to practice, practice, practice.
What is the meaning of the verb stick up?
When you put something, such as a picture, sign, or notice, in a place where people can see it, you stick it up. I'm going to stick these no smoking signs up all over the school.
What is the meaning of the verb knock off?
When you knock something off, you make something quickly and not very carefully. Dan prefers writing novels, but he sometimes knocks off a magazine article to make a few bucks.
What is the meaning of the verb sneak out of?
When you leave a place without anyone seeing or hearing you, you sneak out or sneak out of the place. Susie's father told her to stay upstairs in her room, but she sneaked out through the window.
What is the meaning of the verb let out?
When you allow animals or people to leave a place by giving permission or opening a door, you let them out. The guard lets the prisoners out of their cells every day at 1 o'clock.
What is the meaning of the verb break up?
When something breaks into smaller pieces, it breaks up. When you break something into smaller pieces, you break it up. Sally broke the cookie up before giving it to her baby.